First thing that we're going to do here is make sure that we're all ready to go to start your rough draft. So this will actually be the first video that just makes sure that everything's where it needs to be and you're ready to go ahead and start your rough draft. So in your Noodle Tools, when you're in your project, go ahead and click on the Note Cards tab. When you get into the Note Cards tab, the first thing that you need to do is make sure that you can see all your note cards. And remember, if you can't see them, you can scroll all the way down here and you can pull up that box right down here to showcase all of your note cards. And the first thing that you need to do is make sure that in the upper left hand corner of all of your note cards there's a little check mark. That little check mark shows me that I have that particular note card in my outline. So see, if I didn't have that one in there, you would see that there's a no check box in the upper left hand corner of that. So I can go ahead and pull that back over there and make sure that I get that back up to where it needs to go. The other thing that you need to do is make sure that you have all of the stuff in your outline. So remember, for that introduction paragraph, you need to have your attention grabber with some note cards, your background information, and your thesis statement. So you should have an A, a B, and a C. Now for each of your body paragraphs, you should have an A for your introduction sentence, a B for your evidence note cards, a C for your conclusion sentence, and a D for your transition sentence. You need to make sure you have an A, B, C, and D for every single one of your body paragraphs. And the last thing that you would need to make sure is that in your conclusion paragraph you have an A with a summary of your 3 points with a 1, 2, and a 3. I was missing a 3 here. So with a 1, 2, and a 3 there, this would be summary of thesis point number 3. And then obviously this would be a summary of thesis point number 2. So yours should definitely be written out more and gone into detail with those summaries. Then you should have the restating of your thesis statement and your call to action. Something that's very important is make sure in your conclusion that you do not have any new note cards over there. No new information will ever go in your thesis or in your conclusion paragraph. I repeat, no new information will ever go in this conclusion paragraph, okay? So once you've made sure that you have all of that information, then it's time to print out your outline. So what you're going to do is you're going to come up here to this little picture of a printer and say print the outline. You're going to do print outline with note cards, HTML, so submit. And you want to uncheck the boxes URL, tags, visual cues, my ideas, and history. So make sure that you only have those 4 boxes checked, and then say submit, and it's going to open up your outline in another tab. So as it opens your outline in another tab, it should look like this. You'll see there's your introduction paragraph with your A, B, and C. It puts in your note cards in there for you with the sources attached to it, and then you can see that you have your body paragraph. So there's lack of carbs, there's binge eating, there's dairy and bone mass, and then my conclusion paragraph. So what we need to do in here is make sure that your sources are all in there correctly. Now all of your sources should either begin with one of 2 things. It should either begin with the article title in quotation marks, or it should begin with the author's last and first name. If any of your sources start right here with something that is in italics, you did something incorrectly. Make sure that it either has an article title that's in quotation marks or the person's last name. If it does not, if you have any that possibly have something that's in italics, or you have the URL or something like that, you need to go back to your Noodle Tools, go back to the Bibliography tab, go back into that source and edit it, and make sure that you either have contributors with the author of the article or the article title. Almost always you're going to have the article title. I would like you to have the author, but I realize that on websites oftentimes you don't have that. So as you are looking through your outline, that is what you need to look at. Make sure that you have either the article title in quotation marks or the author's last name. So if you need to pause this video and go do that, please do that now. Go get those changed and do the exact same steps to pull up a new copy of your outline. Now, once you have your outline printed out, it's time to go through and highlight some of your sources. So I'm going to pretend like this is my highlighted, or that this is my printed out copy of my outline, but you will actually print yours out and grab a highlighter. So what you're going to do now is you're going to come in here and I want you to highlight the first 2 words of each of your article titles. So even though it's a long article title, you're just going to highlight the first 2 words. Now if it's just 2 words, you'll just highlight those 2 words. If it's just a 1-word title, then you'll just highlight that 1 word. So I'm going through here and on all of my sources, I'm highlighting either the first 2 words or the author's last name. So here I have just the author's last name, so I just highlight Stein. So here I have what to. Here I just have another Stein. Stein. Here I have hypothyroidism underactive. Here I have going low. Here I have hypothyroidism underactive. Hypothyroidism underactive. You need to do that for every single one of your sources, and as you go through, make sure that it's an article title in quotations or a person's last name. So paleo diet, and that should be it. Okay, if you have that done, you are now ready to start your outline. So make sure that you have all of those steps done, and if you do, you can go on to the next video that talks about how to write your outline.